I'm doing a live show in Los Angeles and New York City, and I would love for you to be there. Sorry, I know I came in crazy hot, but I had to grab your attention. But that's right, I will be reacting to Steven Universe live in front of all of you in Los Angeles on November 10th and in New York City November 17th. I have done live reactions at comic conventions before, and they are always a blast. They're highly interactive. The more people that show up, the more people that can interact with the reaction, and the more fun it is for everyone. So if you want to get a chance to meet me, react to Steven Universe with me live in person, get your hands on some exclusive merch, and participate in Xander Small's cosplay contests live on stage, then make sure you consider checking out the tickets to my live show in the description below. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's the first time I've put on something this big. I would love to see you guys there. And now, on to 6. How's it going, boys, girls, and squirrels? This video is brought to you by my hatred for Tide to Go sticks. Consider this an anti-ad, because oh my god, do I hate Tide to Go. Every time I get a tiny little stain on my shirt, I go running on over to my nearest friend like a baby penguin who just woke up from a nightmare, and I go, please, I don't know what to do about this. And every time they're like, did you try a Tide to Go stick? Yeah, bitch. I tried a Tide to Go stick. It never works! All it does is make my shirt a little bit wet for like 15 minutes, and then the stain's there, probably stronger than ever. For those of you who don't know, and by the way, I'm wrapping this up very quickly, Tide to Go sticks are these little like marker looking things, and you press it into your shirt, and it's supposed to secrete bleach, and then instantly get the stain away. I've never had it get the stain away even over the course of several years, let alone instantly. Honestly though, this might end up turning into a great ad if the stain by the end of this video is actually gone. That would at least get the Tide to Go lawyers off of my case, because they're definitely not gonna like this intro. But I'm not here to talk to you about faulty cleaning products. I'm here to talk to you about 6 the Musical. Danny, are you sure you want to try dipping your toes into another musical after Alien Stage copyrighted you into oblivion? Not really. But this won the poll, and the coward bastard Mortius told me that anytime he's uploaded a 6 the Musical video, it's eventually worked out for him. So I'm gonna roll the dice on one more goddamn musical, and we'll see if it stays on this platform. If not, you can always find all of my deleted videos up on Patreon. Link to that is in the description below. Now, before I start this musical, I want to confess to 2 things. Number 1, I genuinely don't know anything about King Henry VIII, any of his wives, or this musical. And 2, I did get a high school and college education. That first confession becomes a lot more embarrassing after that second one, doesn't it? This is not a good look for me, guys. I'm aware of that. I'm not proud of the fact that I had to Google what country King Henry VIII was from just before recording this video. Yes, I took multiple history classes growing up. No, obviously I didn't pay attention to any of them. I was too busy coming up with skits to perform during lunch. That is a real thing I actually used to do, and should really give you a look into how I ended up being a YouTuber. You really think I wanted to come on camera and admit that not only was I an English major who didn't read the Odyssey, but also barely know who King Henry VIII is? Remember when I called them Romans? The lit majors ate me alive for that one. Now I'm about to throw my ass in front of the history freaks? But whatever, this won the poll, so I guess I'm doing 6. Divorced. Beheaded. Died. You know, divorce isn't looking so bad right now. I know getting divorced in the 1500s was pretty much a social and financial death sentence, but probably still better than an actual death sentence. By the way, for anyone impressed that I knew this took place in the 1500s, don't be, that was also part of my Google search. I'm also wondering what the difference between beheaded and died is. Like, obviously one of them was executed, but did the other just die of natural causes? Divorced. Beheaded. Survived. Okay, I have a lot of questions about Survived. Did he try to kill her and it didn't work? Like Rasputin? The guillotine just shattered against her neck when it came down? Because I feel like that's the kind of shit that gets you turned into the God King of England in the 1500s. Look, not that I've been knocking it out of the park up until this point, but I'm not gonna sing this next bit. This part specifically is too musically challenging. Wow, this took a sharp turn down K-pop Demon Hunter Street. I can't tell if they're supposed to be actual pop stars, like, within the world and context of the musical, or if they're just doing that thing musicals always do in the intro where they just sing and talk directly to the audience. It's definitely just because I have K-pop Demon Hunters on the brain, but I do like the idea of the ghost of all of Henry VIII's wives coming together and joining an actual pop group. Divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived, I really like the little trumpeters. That's so fun. I also like how the trumpets are being played by the opposite group of women. Like, if the first three talk, the last three play the trumpets and vice versa. Also, is it just me, or is this, like, absolutely the Scott Pilgrim art style? Like, yes, obviously there are differences. Just something about their eyes is really giving me Scott Pilgrim. The comic, obviously. Everybody knows that we used to be 6 wives. How about a song for the fellows who learned about this 15 minutes ago? The more they repeat how common this knowledge is, the more personally attacked I feel. I don't like that the whole first half of this song is them being like, everybody here knows our story, even the dumbest person here knows our story, even the stupidest baby crawling out of the womb, even the loneliest pirate who has been marooned on an island his whole life knows our story. You can't pass the SAT without knowing our story. You must be some kind of freak, you don't know our story. But now we're ex-wives. I do like and already understand the premise of this musical. It is super fucked that these 6 women all endured King Henry VIII and are still kind of mostly just relegated to being his wife in history. I feel like it's so easy and common for history to just label somebody something and then that's like the full extent of their life that lives on forever. Like, it's so easy for people to forget that these figures we learn about were 3-dimensional, real people. I feel like anytime I learned about somebody in history, it always felt like I was learning about a fictional character. You know, like, my brain really struggles to make that extra connection into being like, oh no, this person was a full 3-dimensional, real human being with a life and flaws and experiences. You know, like, you learn about stuff like the Salem witch trials or like other horrible atrocities, and you just kind of learn about it as if it's like a fun bit of lore or like an interesting fact about the fiction that is the Earth. Like, you're like, man, that's crazy that happened once. And you don't really fully wrap your head around the scope of it. And so I like the idea that this musical is going to take these 6 historical figures, strip them of their very limiting title that is King Henry VIII's ex-wife, and really flesh them out as human beings. At least that's what I feel like it's pitching me on. I don't know if it actually, like, does that. Maybe I'm off the mark. Maybe it is just about pop star ghosts. But now we're ex-wives. Divorced. My name's Catherine of Aragon. Ooh, love this little breakdown. Also, stellar fucking name. Catherine of Aragon sounds like the name of a queen you'd read about in Dune. Also, love her fit. Love her little hair spikies. They do kind of make her look like the Statue of Liberty, but in a way that works. I wonder if any of these outfits are, like, inspired by the actual women. You know, like, I wonder if she was known for having, like, a particularly spiky crown when she was King Henry's wife. I'm that Boleyn girl and I'm up next. See, I broke England from the church. Yeah, I'm that sexy. I like Anne Boleyn. She seems fun. So far, Catherine's got the best name and design. Anne Boleyn's got the best voice and personality. I don't know, for some reason, this singer's voice is just lighting up my brain in such a good way. It's also cool that Catherine bragged about her ties with the Vatican, and then Anne Boleyn is bragging about severing England's ties with the church. Like, it's cool seeing each woman kind of build off the legacy of the previous. Die. Jane Seymour, the only one he truly loved. The Rude. Fuck, Jane? Yeah, fucked intro, Jane. I'm glad they said something about it. Hey, Jane? Lie. Just lie. Don't join a pop group of girl boss ghosts and be like, yeah, fuck Henry. But, like, we are all in agreement. I was the only one he actually liked, right? But I'm not what I seem, or am I? Stick around and you'll suddenly see more. Divorced. Is that a fucking Little Shop of Horrors reference? That was so weird. I don't think I've ever seen a musical reference a different musical before. It's like Lin-Manuel Miranda being like, I'm not gonna miss my shot. Hey yo, I'm not gonna miss my shot. You can call me Valjean. I'm young, scrappy, and strong, cause I won't miss my shot. But I didn't look as good as I did in my pic. Funny how we all discuss that, but never Henry's little prick. Prick up your ears, I'm the cat. That's it? That's all the information we get of Anna of Cleves? She's right, fuck that. Justice for Anna of Cleves. Everyone else is like, I changed England forever. Poor Anna of Cleves is like, I overpaid my portrait artist. Justice for all of them, obviously, that's the point of the musical. Justice for Anna of Cleves specifically, though. I'm the survivor, Catherine Parr. I bet you wanna know how I got this far. Hype introduction to Catherine. Hype way to structure this song. I feel like by the time you get to Catherine, she really does already feel like such a badass in Survivor. Like, fuck yeah, I wanna know how you beat this horrible roguelite of a man. Like, after hearing the testimonies of 5 different women who were all horribly victimized by this one guy, it does feel already super satisfying getting to Catherine and hearing her be like, yeah, I bet you want to know how I did it. Like, after hearing the testimony of these 5 different women who are all horribly victimized by this one guy, and then getting to the one who actually managed to beat him, even before we learn anything about it or any more about the characters, it already makes her feel hype.
You came here tonight to party with us old school. Really old school.
Whoa, is this a live recording? Oh, that's so funny. So this is like a combination of like the studio recordings for the songs and then the live recordings to transition in between them.
The problem is there's 6 of us, and we know you've all got your favourites.
Yes, everyone always wants to know who's the most important wife.
I feel like I'm the perfect audience for this. Because I truly know nothing about each individual woman. I'm watching this like it's the first episode of Love Island. Like, I am truly a blank slate anybody can win over right now. I'm not gonna lie, Anna of Cleves is in the lead right now, but that's because I hate an injustice and love an underdog. But it's still anybody's race.
Who was most chaste shall be first place.
The most inglorious is victorious.
The winning contestant was the most protestant. Protestant.
I'm kind of bummed I'm watching this through animatics and not live in person. This seems like such a fun group. This seems like such a fun show to see performed live. I also bet that the jokes hit a little harder live when you could see, like, the expressions and physicality of the performers. Not that there's anything wrong with the animatic. I do love all the character designs. But still, like, I kind of would love to see this performed live.
Hold up! If this is going to be a fair competition, they're going to have to judge us on the one thing we all got in common.
I love that I'm actually encouraged to pick a favorite. That's so hype. Ranking and judging characters is like my whole bit. You're telling me somebody wrote a musical about characters fighting for first place in my ranking?
The one to take the crown should be the one who had the biggest,
The firmest,
The fullest.
load of BS to deal with from the man who put a ring on it.
Good luck going up against the 2 girls who were fucking executed. I feel like decapitation is an awful lot of bullshit to have to put up with. And that was Ex-Wives by Six the Musical. Like I said, I get the impression that this is an absolute fucking blast of a show to see performed live. I like the first song. It's a good introduction. Like I said, it gets me hyped to learn more, not just about all of them, but specifically Catherine, which I think was, like, the intention of the ramp towards her. I think that was really effective. Obviously, I'm not going to go into this thinking I'm going to learn, like, hard facts about each of these women. Maybe there are some, but, like, I'm going to take this with as much of a grain of salt as I take Epic the Musical. You know, I'm not going to go into, like, a college thesis class of English lit majors and be like, yeah, I read the Odyssey, actually. Pretty much. The same way I'm not going to go to any, like, history buffs and start mouthing off about any of these, like, actual historical figures after I'm done watching this. But, like, so far, it's really fun. And I love a character study musical. This feels like a musical version of a fighting game. You know, like, I'm presented with 6 different characters, all with their own unique designs, personalities, and singing styles. And that's really fun. That has me very excited to learn about each individual character. But yeah, we'll see if this actually stays up on YouTube. Like I said, the coward bastard Mortius said he's never really had any trouble keeping them on his channel. That being said, the coward bastard Mortius is a coward bastard. This could be the next step in his horrible plan to sabotage my career. Who knows? I guess we'll find out in due time. Let me know in the comments who your favorite character from 6 the Musical is. I'm very interested to know who I have to look forward to, and I will see you next time.
Is it obvious the way